Hello viewers, welcome to a wonderful time in the world of football. Yes, here on Flick TV. This is Football Flakes on Flick TV. You are welcome. My name is Wilfred Woodley, and today we have a whole lot of football gist to talk about. The Champions League that took place yesterday and the one that took place on Tuesday. A whole lot of Champions League football, Premier League football, to La Liga, to Serie A. This is what football gist is about. We discuss everything football. If you're just joining us, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Today we'll be moving at lightning pace because we'll have limited time. Here with me in the studio to give critical analysis to these football matches that took place within the week, and the one that's even taking place today, which is the Europa League. I have Mr. Sadiq.
Welcome viewers. Welcome to Football Flakes. My name still remains Sadiq Oyeneyin. Welcome to Football Flakes.
Okay, Mr. Sadiq, nice seeing you in the studio today.
Thank you very much.
How was the week for you? Moving on straight away, how was the week for you?
It was not so good.
Champions League week.
No, I was very devastated. No, I'm a Chelsea fan, and unfortunately, we lost the tie to Real Madrid
through the semi-final. Yeah. But before moving on to the details, our main headline for today is Emenike down with serious illness. Yes, you already know Emenike, former Super Eagles striker Emmanuel Emenike has revealed that he's currently battling a serious illness. Yes, if you're watching your screen right now, you will see the video of Emenike. He says, let me read the details for you. Emenike revealed that from his hospital bed in a short video published on his Instagram account, though he did not disclose the nature of the illness. God is good. The path is too much for me, and my heart cannot carry it anymore. The pain is too much for me, Emenike says. Our prayers are with Emenike. Reacting to the social media post, former Nigerian international Kanu, Okocha, and Soje took to their Instagram account to send get well messages to Emenike. Get well, my brother. God is with you, Kanu wrote. And Soje wrote, hey bro, get well soon. Also, Emenike's former Eagles teammate Ogene Onazi sent a message for support. Get well soon. Emenike played a key role as the Super Eagles won the 2013 African Cup of Nations in South Africa. The 34-year-old netted 4 goals as the Eagles became Africa champions for the third time. He made his Eagles debut in 2011, and after scoring 9 goals in 37 games, he retired from international football in 2015. Yes, from all of us here, we're praying Emenike please get well soon. He didn't disclose the nature of the ailment, but at least he's sick in the hospital bed, and we wish Emenike
quick recovery.
Yes, if you're just joining us, this is Football Flakes. Emenike is down with serious ailments. That is our major headline for today. Football Flakes. Emenike pray to get well soon. As well wishers sending in their greetings. That's the video displayed on your screen right now. It looks like it's in a critical condition with a drip on his hand, but yet still able to make this post. I just believe
that shows that he's getting better.
We just believe that we'll get better and better and better. So yes, on a more lighter note, moving on straight to the match that happened. Manchester City set up crunchy clash with Real Madrid after stalemate sent citizens to semi-finals. Yesterday was the match, the Champions League game. Atletico Madrid held Manchester City in their hometown 0-0, but Manchester City already won the first leg, so making Manchester City the holders of this semi-final spot. Now looking at this Manchester City team versus Atletico, it was very hot on the pitch yesterday. Were you thinking Manchester City were going to qualify for this game, and would that Atletico not even be able to score at least one goal in this match? What will you say about this match? Just give us an in-depth knowledge of this game. I'm
talking about Atletico de Madrid and Manchester City. Yeah, and before the tie, I think it's although it's not obvious because you can't underrate any team, because you can see what happened between Villarreal and Bayern Munich. People were very sure that Bayern Munich should go through to the semi-final. And look at Atletico de Madrid and Manchester City. At first, what I can say about the match is that I think everybody, a football lover, will know how Atletico de Madrid play. They are a defensive team
and they hardly concede
goals, and they play on counter attacks. And you can see what happened in the first leg. They didn't register a shot on target. Manchester City were the top team in the first leg. A goal from Kevin De Bruyne, the captain, was so interesting, so stratospheric in the game that he gave Manchester City the lead. And now in the second leg, both teams failed to score, and Atletico Madrid still continued the style of play in which is the defensive style of play, and Manchester City keep attacking, but the Atletico de Madrid defense was so solid that they couldn't score a goal, and it ended 0-0. And eventually, Manchester City got they were the better team in the quarter-final aspect, and now they're in the semi-final.
Oh yes, Manchester City set up a country clash with Madrid. It was stalemate 0-0, Manchester City 0, Atletico Madrid 0, but Manchester City are through to the semi-finals. Still on Manchester City, they had a heated argument in the pitch yesterday while one of Atletico Madrid player was red carded. Do you think the match was so much pressure on Atletico?
Yes, you see the match. There was so much intense in the game because the goal margin was not so wide. Just a goal. That's to Manchester City could change everything. It can lead to the extra time and eventually to the penalty shootout, and we don't know who is going to eventually move into the semi-final, because it's going to be a 50-50 game in the penalty shootout. So everything was so heated, and I think the red card was worth it, because you can see what he did was so cruel of the player. So in the game, everything was so intensive. Manchester City keep attacking, Tico keep defending, and any counter attack or any mistake in the Manchester City defense, it might lead to a goal. You can see their players.
I think Atletico would have come out all out to attack that game instead of laying back. When
that's the intense that Diego Simeone, that's the Tico coach Simeone. If you've been seeing him playing that season by season, that same style, he keep holding to the same style. I think and the mistake he did in the final with Real Madrid in last 3 to 4 season final, if he had set up his player or changed his pattern of play in the final, because it's exactly the time, because Real Madrid were not so good in the first half of the game, and Tico they were pressing, but instead of them keep pressing, but they decided to play a defensive game, and eventually in the 90 minutes, 100 minutes and 101 minutes, Cristiano Ronaldo netted a hat-trick, and eventually Atletico Madrid lost the final to Real Madrid. I think if Diego Simeone can change his view of game or his tactics exactly, Tico can move far in the league and also in European competitions. But this style of play that is playing is defensive. Let me say it's an old style of play which no coach is playing that anymore. You can see Liverpool that qualified, for example. You can see Real Madrid and Chelsea also. You can see the game was so interesting, so intense. You can see where again Villarreal and Bayern Munich also, though there was not so much goal in the tie, but you can see how things go for both teams. The late winner for Villarreal that was scored by the Nigerian Samuel Chukwueze. You can see how everything was going, but the Atletico Madrid and Manchester City game was so stale, because a team was attacking and a team keep defending. If both teams were attacking, I think there will have been more goals, and Tico anything can happen in football. If they keep attacking, there might be a deflection or Man City causing an own goal, and everything will keep penalty anything, and everything keep getting interesting. But they keep on playing the defensive game, and Man City keep attacking. And I think the credit to Manchester City, and I think they are worth the winner of the tie.
Okay, credit to Manchester City. You heard it here. Moving on to the next headline. If you're joining us, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Manchester City set up crunch clash with Madrid. This is what we just finished discussing. After a stalemate, it sends citizens to the semi-finals. I love Manchester City a lot. I love their players. I love their style of play, and I'm happy that they are on to the semi-finals. Now, another team that also qualified, that clinched their own semi-final spot, is none other than the Red Devils. The never walk alone team, Liverpool. They retained their quadruple hopes as Reds seal semi-final spot against Villarreal. Firmino's brace seals the game for Liverpool. The game was funny and it was entertaining at the same time.
Exactly.
3 Liverpool 3, Benfica 3. Firmino scored a brace in that match. Yes, Liverpool now are still in. Before we go about the Champions League game, they are still in to retain the quadruple. Do you think it's possible, or do you see an offset somewhere along the line? It's
possible. I think let's talk about the one that has happened. That was the game that they won against Chelsea in the penalty shootout. That's the Carabao Cup. That's the first trophy of the season, and now the Champions League. They're in the semi-final. Just 2 games.
And it's looking like 3
games rather. Final exactly. Just they are having 3 games now to decide the Champions League, and they have a very, very excellent game within them and Benfica. They won in Portugal 3-1, and now in England there was a draw 3-3, though that's still very, very fair. And aggregate score was 6-4 on aggregate, and they're now in the semi-final of the game. Just 3 more games to clinch the title. And now moving to the Premier League, that's the third title which they can clinch. They are just a point behind Manchester City, the leader. And you can see what they played in the game between them and Manchester City in the weekend. You know, everything you can see, the hunger in the players when they were playing against Manchester City. Though Manchester City were the first team to score in the first half of the game, a goal coming from the captain Kevin De Bruyne, and eventually the players were so hungry to win the game, but eventually it was a draw. Still made exactly, and it was a 2-2 draw, and that the Premier League still there to win, just a point behind Manchester City. And the fourth title is the FA Cup, in which they are going to meet the same Manchester City again in the weekend, and we don't know their fate between them and Manchester City again. You know, their rivalry from in the last 3 to 4 season is so intense. You can see the hunger in both teams to win the game, but it's always ending a draw, or let me say in the past seasons maybe Liverpool are not so good with Man City, but Man City is always the better team between the teams. But hopefully, if anything can happen against Manchester City and they win against Manchester City, they are off to the final.
Okay, yes. Now looking at our game at Liverpool versus Benfica, did you see at one point Benfica coming back of this game, seeing Benfica qualify and Liverpool go out?
Yes, I can see that, because if you check the game, Liverpool at the time they were not so. I can't say they were out of the game, but they were getting relaxed at some point. Much. You can see the Benfica striker, that Nunes. You know, he scored a goal which was ruled out. If the goal has been given to Nunes, that's
been a problem.
Exactly, that's been a problem, because they'll keep pressing Liverpool till they get that goal, and by then it's going to be a draw. It's going to be a 6-6 draw if if they later move on to let the goal stay for Nunes to be a 6-5 aggregate, and they'll keep pushing until it's over till the 90 minutes, and who knows if they'll eventually score a goal and to be 6-6 and to be lead to extra time or the penalty shootout. But Liverpool as a team with experience, you know, in the Champions League, they've clinched 3 to 4 Champions League titles, but the experience with the player, the experience of the coach helped a lot for Liverpool, and they edged Benfica.
Okay, yes, Liverpool retained quadruple hopes, and they are set that they are through to the semi-final. Yesterday, Liverpool won Benfica, yes, in the match that held in Liverpool's Anfield, 3-3. Firmino scored a brace, and he helped Liverpool qualify to the semi-final spot. It's going to be Liverpool versus Villarreal and Manchester City versus Real Madrid. These are the semi-final teams that are people that have qualified for semi-final. Manchester City versus Real Madrid, Liverpool versus Villarreal. The quest for the Champions League 2022. Yes, big ups to Liverpool. If you're just joining us, don't forget this is Football Flakes, where we'll talk about everything football. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. We just talked about Liverpool chances of retaining the quadruple hopes. You know, we've talked about that, yes, and we've talked about also Manchester City. Liverpool are still in the game to win the Champions League. Moving on from Liverpool, let's recap to on Tuesday's game where Chelsea were knocked out of the
Champions League tie.
Very sad incident.
I think talking about the Real Madrid versus Chelsea game, Chelsea are so sloppy in a game. Everything was not so fast about them. You can see how they're playing. Though Chelsea were at the point they were in the game. They were coming for the win against Real Madrid, but unfortunately, the goal by Rodrigo, spoiled Chelsea back to the game, and eventually in the first half of the extra time, Benzema was so decisive and scored the last goal for Real Madrid. So it's a very, very sad news for the Chelsea fans, and I think hopefully Chelsea can still come back better in the coming season, as Chelsea has been playing exactly next Champions League. It was so sad. If Alonso ball have stand at the second half, Real Madrid might not have the chance to even come back. Exactly. But I think for me, I don't see that ball as handball, because it was a ball in which Alonso caught
his hand was trying to
bend the hand exactly to his body, but it was so disappointing. The ball touched Alonso's hand and he played the ball, and VAR ruled out the ball as a handball. The every just went on, and Real Madrid came back. The substitute Rodrigo came in and scored in the 80th minute, and the extra time Benzema finished Chelsea, and Real Madrid qualified to the semi-final.
Yes, Real Madrid knocked out Chelsea. That's how they clinched their spot to face Manchester City in the Champions League semi-final. The game was tough. Chelsea had to come back to at least score at least 3 goals, which they did. First, they had the chance of winning that game already, as it stood 3-0.
3-0.
I don't know what went wrong. All of a sudden, Madrid took the game to extra time. After taking the game to extra time, the main man, Benzema, Modric, was excellent in the field.
So well. Excellent.
He never seems to get old. He just keeps getting better with time, like fine wine. Another shocker of the Champions League, Bayern Munich were knocked out as well.
Exactly. I think every season they're always in the top 2 favorites team to win the Champions League, and now they are out. In the quarterfinal stage, and let me say the last still it's going to be a shocker to the Bayern Munich fans, and a very big moment for the Villarreal fans, because nobody will expect that Villarreal will knock out Bayern Munich, underdog exactly in the competition currently. That Bayern Munich will be out in the quarterfinal stage, and Villarreal as a team will come together and be in the semi-final. And I don't see I don't write Villarreal off, because you can see what they played in the Europa League last season when they met Manchester United in the final, and it was a penalty shootout. It was a very, very tough game for Villarreal, and same for Manchester United. It went to the penalty shootout, and they won the Europa League. Same as the winner of the Europa League and the winner of the Champions League, which is Chelsea and Villarreal. They came together in the UEFA Super Cup. So it's a tough game for both teams either, and it was a penalty shootout. And Villarreal were playing their soul out. Everything was so good about Villarreal, because there's no small team in a final, because it's never easy
in the Europa
competition. There's no small team in the Europa competition, and there's no small team in the final of any match, because you go through a lot of big teams to get to the final stage. So I don't see any team getting to the final and the team will be right off that this team can't win the final. So Villarreal getting to the final and Chelsea to the UEFA Super Cup. It was very, very intense, very scintillating. It was stratospheric. You can see the zeal of the Villarreal players, and everything ended in a draw, 90-minute draw, and the penalty shootout. Chelsea were the better team, and them now in the semi-final of the game.
It's a big moment for them.
It's a big moment for them.
Chukwueze has come out to say he got the winner for the game. He said one of the best moments of my life.
Sure.
Start excited over Champions League goal versus Bayern. Now, looking at this goal that Chukwueze scored, do you think they are going to start him? He's going to be part of the starting team to play in the semi-final, or is still going to be the bench wonder boy? He's still going to remain on the bench.
About Chukwueze starting the game against Liverpool in the semi-final, it should be a 50-50, because things like this don't happen in football. Is rare. You can see Lucas Moura, Liverpool in Tottenham when he scored hat-trick. It was Tottenham fans were expecting that Lucas Moura will be in the starting lineup, and when Harry Kane, their captain, came back from injury, and people were expecting Lucas Moura will start against Liverpool in the final because of his form that he had in the semi-final, that he scored a hat-trick, but he was dropped to the bench by Mario Pochettino, and he brought in Harry Kane to start the game. And I think that was a very, very wrong decision, because a player coming from injury shouldn't start a game like that, because he's needing some rest.
As hot as he was in form,
he was in good form at that period, and he should have started Lucas Moura. And if he's not performing better to what he played or showed in the semi-final, now you can take him out and bring on Harry Kane
so to
continue the game.
Situation should be with Chukwueze, like Chukwueze
should start the game because exactly because he's hungry to get back more goals and to prove his worth to Villarreal or Emery himself. So I think the best thing for the best decision Emery should make is starting Chukwueze, and maybe in the 70th minute or 80th minute, and if you feel that he's not showing what he needed, now you can now pull him out of the game.
Okay, Emery has said he's very happy for Chukwueze as well. We hope that Chukwueze will be able to start the game. Yes, if you're just joining us, this is Football Flakes. We're going to round up any moments from now. Manchester City set up crunch clash with Madrid. That's are the headlines we've talked about earlier on. Liverpool retain quadruple hopes. Yes, we've talked about that as well. We've talked about the games that happened on Tuesday in Champions League. Chelsea exit from the Champions League. We've talked about Bayern Munich shocker exit, of course, and also Chukwueze, one of the best moments of my life, according to Chukwueze. That's what he said. Before moving on to the transfer, we'll take this one. Aubameyang beats Messi, Suarez to Barcelona milestone. Yes, Aubameyang, since he joined Barcelona, he has been a wonder boy. Eric Aubameyang. Before moving on to the news, let me just read the news. Aubameyang has been in top form since joining Barcelona at the end of January transfer window from Arsenal. The 32-year-old moved to the Camp Nou on the 18th-month contract after the Gunners waived any transfer fee in order to make the move permanent. Arsenal were keen to facilitate his permanent exit without any transfer due to the significant savings they will make on Aubameyang's salary. Yet Aubameyang has already hit top form at the Barcelona team, and his goal against Levante on Sunday saw him move into double figures for the Gabonese striker. Has reached the milestone in just 14 appearances, which have included 2 substitute outings. Indeed, this Borussia Dortmund ex-player is a star boy. Do you think Arsenal made a mistake by letting Pereira make Aubameyang go to Barcelona?
I don't see Arsenal making the mistake, but I see Aubameyang making the best decision. Because you can see all players that Arsenal are acquiring have let go, or them leaving. I can't say Arsenal letting them go, but them leaving Arsenal because some players they have stayed in Arsenal for let me say a season or a short period of time. Maybe they came in the middle of the season on loan to the club. Most of them don't want to stay at Arsenal. For example, is Ceballos now that is in Real Madrid. You can see what he said about Arsenal, that is not sure he's going to renew his contract in Arsenal. You can see Guendouzi now that is playing in the Serie A. Also, the midfielder, I said he's not sure if he's going to go back to Arsenal, and also a player in Flamengo, he said he's not sure maybe he's coming back to Arsenal. You can see the Arsenal board. You can see everything about Arsenal Football Club. They are not making the move. They're not winning trophies. They are not making Champions League sports. Exactly. They're not even making Europa sports. I think the club themselves are not wanting a better future for the club. You can see Arteta is trying his best with the young players he's having, with lack of look at Smith Rowe, for example. Do you expect Smith Rowe to come to Chelsea or Liverpool or Man City to be a starter? Is it possible for Smith? It's not possible. You have to spend the money in the transfer, get better players that will bring a better result for the coach. Look at Mikel Arteta. He has been complaining about this, but they were like, with time they'll get better. Look at Emery, for example, now that is doing better with Villarreal. I think he helped Villarreal with Europa trophy, and now Villarreal are in the semi-final of the Champions League. And before he moved to Arsenal, when he was with Sevilla, he was the only coach to win Europa 3 times consecutively. Look at the record that he has set up in the Europa League, and no coach has been able to break the record. And when he came to Arsenal, they were feeling the same thing, that what he did with Sevilla is going to repeat it with Arsenal. But without the transfer, without the player is demanding, he's not delivering the result for Arsenal. But he decided that he's going to leave Arsenal, and when he left Arsenal, people were thinking, okay, if he's going to leave Arsenal, everything will be better. Now look at Mikel Arteta again. Things are not going well as they planned with Arsenal. If they can just let me say in modern football now, everybody knows modern football is just release the money for the coach. He's going to get the better players. If he's not doing what he is asked of him, or he's not showing what he is supposed to show, by then you can make the decision by sacking the coach. But you're not making the right decision. They're asking for this player, you said no, you can't, that this transfer money is so expensive, that go for a lower player, and the lower player you are going for, and you're expecting the same quality with the lower player and same as the higher player. It's not possible. Look at Smith Rowe, for example, he's not having so much experience. Look at Saka, again, no so much experience. I think the player that is having so experience in the team in the attacking aspect is Alexander Lacazette, and he's not in top form anymore. So they need to get more attacking players, more experienced players that is going to back the team up. Look at the defense aspect also. Look at Henry that came in from Celtic. He's so young, though he's playing really fine with Arsenal. But if there's a senior player that is going to organize the team, look at the midfield also. There's only Saka I can mention in the team that is guiding the team, that is making pushing the team. It's like, look at let's give example of the best team currently in the league, Manchester City. You can see the midfield. A player like Kevin De Bruyne, is organizing everything. Though Fernandinho is not starting some games, and some games Fernandinho is going to start, you always see the impact of Fernandinho in the game, telling the young lads what to do, telling the young lads where to be and where not to be. Look at Liverpool for example. We have James Milner also in the midfield, though he's not starting every game. They have Henderson also in the midfield. Look at Virgil van Dijk also in the defensive area. Look at their goalkeeper, that's Alisson. He has been so excellent for Liverpool this season, consistent again for Liverpool this season. They have Joe Matip also in the defensive area. He has been a senior player, and he has been so quick, good at his job. And if you're adding a young lad, like the guy they added of recent, that's Ibrahim Konate. You can see where Jurgen Klopp is shuffling the defensive area. That's how everything's supposed to move. But with lack of Arsenal, almost all their players are so young. They're lacking the experience. Exactly. I think the only player that with the experience, but not so much experience in the defensive aspect, is Gabriel. And I think the only place the Arsenal team is fair is only in the midfield, where they have Thomas Partey and also Saka. Look at Chelsea also. Coming back to Chelsea again, in the defensive area, they have a player like Cesar Azpilicueta. He has been in the club for 9 to 10 years now. His experience is helping Reece James and also some other players. Look at Chalobah. The experience is helping him. Sometimes they'll shuffle. Thomas Tuchel will shuffle the defense, and he's going to introduce Chalobah, and everything is going to go fine. The same as Thiago Silva also. The experience is there. Rudiger also, the experience is there. Coming back to the midfield, you can see a player like N'Golo Conte. He has played the straight in Serie A. Kovacic, Giorgio, they are helping the likes of Loftus-Cheek, Mason Mount also. And let me say, Lukaku has not been, is not having a good form so on. But the experience that is going to bring to the team, or the advice is going to be given to the likes of Kai Havertz and Timo Werner, is still going to be running there. But you can't see something like that in the Arsenal team. So I don't think maybe 3 to 5 seasons Arsenal will get to the desired top front. They will need time to shuffle the team very well, get lots of experienced players, and they are also willing to fight for the team before they can get to the spot they are desiring.
Okay, yes, still on Aubameyang. The team, it means that this striker has netted 10 goals in the last 11 games, figures which are historic in their impact, as Barca mean that he has gone into double figures quicker than multiple club legends such as Lionel Messi and Luis Suarez. Of course, Messi's debut came at the start of his career, and it took 38 matches to reach that figure, while Suarez took 24 games to beat 10 goals for the club. Aubameyang has also reached the total quicker than David Villa and Patrick Kluivert, while 14 games as many matches that took Samuel Eto'o to reach that figure. Indeed, only 3 players have scored 10 goals in Barca in a faster period of time. Ronaldo Nazario, 9 goals, 9 matches. Romario and Lazio Kubala, 13 matches. Yes, that is about Aubameyang. If you're just joining us, you've missed a lot. Don't forget to also go back and replay the live and watch and entertain yourself. Before letting you go, some Europa Conference League is taking place today. PSV versus Leicester City, Marseille PAOK, Roma plays Bordeaux, and Prague versus Feyenoord. Feyenoord, yes. Iheanacho Lookman going for Leicester history as Foxes target first ever European semi-final. Desas Olayinka saw via for semi-final tickets. Barca available for Rangers class versus Braga. Before we round up, let's round up with this. Ian Nacho, Lookman gone for Leicester history. Do you think Leicester can actually make this game they have with PSV a dream country for Leicester and see them in the semi-finals of the Europa Conference League?
I would say the match is 50-50 because you can't write like what I said earlier. When a team is getting to the semi-final of the competition, the quarter-final and also the final is down to any team to win the competition. And talking about PSV, they are a top team in the Holland League. You can see what they've been doing for some season now. PSV and Ajax are the two top teams in the Holland League, and looking at Leicester in the English Premier League, they are not even in the top 6 in the team. But anything can happen. It's not about being in the top. It's about what your player can bring there. Just what happened against Bayern Munich and Villarreal. The best team in the Bundesliga history is Bayern Munich. And if you are mentioning top 3 or top 4 teams in the La Liga, I'm not sure Villarreal might be there. Although with their Europa party they'll be having for so many seasons, they might be included in the top 4. But talking about Leicester and PSV now, I think it's going to be a 50-50 chance between both teams.
Okay,
so,
yes.
Anything can just happen.
Anything can happen. You heard it from Mr. Sadiq himself. If you're just joining off, we've talked about Emenike saying the pain is too much for him. Emenike is battling with serious ailments. Manchester City set up currency clash with Real Madrid. Liverpool retain quadruple hopes. Yes, and Chukwueze said this is one of the best moments of his life. Don't forget, Atletico 0-0 Man City yesterday. Liverpool 3-3 to Benfica. Manchester City versus Real Madrid for the semi-final. Liverpool versus Villarreal for the semi-final. These are the teams that have qualified for the UEFA Champions League semi-final spot. Thank you very, very, very much. It's about time we'll leave you in the studio. I know you had a short time because I did. This is what we'll call it a day from here in Flip TV studio. Don't forget, never crack under pressure. My name still remains Wilfred Willie, and together with me,
still remain Sadiq Hunain. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Very, very important. Subscribe for more Football Flakes on Flip TV.
Yes,
thank you.
Football Flakes is saying bye-bye. To meet again, come your way next time. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Like I said, stay safe.
Thank you.